Big day in the Treehouse project. Today we're building the super secret trapdoor. Yeah, it's actually not all that secret. So here is where the trapdoor is going to be. So there's a theory behind this, and I'll share it with you. What I'm thinking. So the trapdoor is going to open like this. And the reason why I put it in the corner over here is that so when it does open, it can park here on the wall and kind of be out of the way. The second reason is it's going to be pretty heavy. It's going to be, it's pretty good sized. I wanted to make it reasonably big in case we need to bring something up, and just it's easier for me to fit through. Kids lifting that up and that falling on someone's fingers it could be a problem. So one thing I'm going to build is a retention system. It's got a rope or a string or a cable on it that will go to the wall with a weight, like a window weight, so that it will stay up. It'll stay in position. So you'll have to manually lift it up without a lot of pressure and manually pull it down against that weight. So just for that reason. So I want it on the wall so I can build that mechanism. What that mechanism looks like, I have no idea, but I have kind of a few concepts in my mind. So the hinges is what I'm doing right now. So this right here, this 2x4 is representing the wall. It's going to be right here. And these hinges are just going to be let in there, recessed into the decking, and then the wall will sit right on top of them. I've left a 1/2 inch there if and whenever I want to finish this, let's say with tongue and groove pine or something, that it won't run into the hinge. So I don't know that I'll ever do that, but just in case. So let's chisel this out and then we'll build the door. So these galvanized or zinc plated hinges are just something I found in my junk box. They seem to be sufficient for the task here. So here's what a 750 Stanley, the original one, the original handle, the 750 looks like. This is the 3/4. Beautiful. This is the original handle. They made them a little nicer back then, huh, than they do now. A hardwood striking plate on the top. I love it. This has become my tool belt chisel, 3/4. So it's I'm just going to go here on my line, and just like we do with in the wood shop or on our fine furniture making, similar thing. We just don't have to quite pay that much attention to detail. Beautiful chisel. This hinge is pretty thin, so we'll just take a little bit of this out. We just want that to sit below the top of the decking. Okay, so we got all that chiseled out. That sits in there nice and flush, nice and clean. And we'll secure this with some 3-inch, these are 3-inch exterior grade coated deck screws. And the reason why I want to go so long is I'll bite way down there in that framing, because there's going to be a lot of demand put on these hinges with that heavy door. So never mind on using the deck screws for the hinges. The heads are too small and they poke through the holes. So I'm using these big screws. You can see quite a bit different here. They're not as long, but they are big and heavy, and they have heavy threads, and they should be just fine. There's 4 of them in there, so we'll try that. Use what we have when we can. Okay, so we're doing our trapdoor. First thing we got to do is put a ledger on. So we're just nailing a 2x4 around here. And Jack's start time isn't quite as early as mine, but he's joining us now. Things like this, if you can put your nails in first, saves you a little bit of frustration. These are 12-penny galvanized nails, but oops, I haven't cut that yet. So let's cut this really quick. Another trick you can do with your skill saw is use your speed square. So by using your speed square and holding it like this, you get a nice straight fence, a straight cut right there. It's just a kind of framer's trick. Don't pin your guard back on your saw like that. Ever, Jack. Do as I say, right? Okay. Okay, so what this is going to do right here is when we have our trap door closed, it just gives it something to seat against. It's going to sit and rest on that ledger, and then it'll be strong. It'll be, once this is closed, it'll be just as strong as a floor. You can see there. It's called a ledger. So here's a trick to get really accurate measurements when you're framing. Speed square is an essential tool, so when you're doing layout. So this one here needs to be 29 5/8. And so what I'll do is I'll just bring this over here exactly to my 29 5/8, and then I'll back off a 32nd to compensate for the pencil. And when I do that, for the thickness of the pencil lead, I'm exactly 29 5/8. So with all of our 2x6s cut, we can put everything into place. Now, it's good style if you have the option and you have a piece that's going to be a different size, because obviously something's got to get cut because we can't, there's just not room for full 2x6s in here, to put the cut piece in the middle. I mean, you could put it on the edge, but then you split on your hinge and it just doesn't, it just doesn't look very nice. It's just, again, just better style to, if you can, to center things like that. So I'm going to lay out, I got to lay out here and chisel out the recess for that hinge. I wouldn't do that again. That was kind of a waste of time. I should have just chiseled out the bottom plate, but we'll take a couple nails. We don't want this fitting tight because every time it opens it'll drag on the side. So we'll take a 12-penny nail. I've laid this out so they'll fit tight in here, and that will maintain our spacing. And then we've got this one all put in, this one here is finished, so we can bring these here to match. We're going to have a bigger reveal on this end where it opens, because if we go tight, it'll hit. The bottom will hit when we try to lift it up. So we got a nice reveal there of about 1/8 of an inch or so. And now we can come over here and do our last layout around our hinge, and we'll chisel that out, and then we'll finish up our trap door. Okay, now this is the bottom side of our trap door, so we can flush these edges here. We'll use our square, make sure that we're all flushed at the end. Looks good. And we can take now and we can just draw a line across these. That way, while we're working with it, if it moves, then we can put it back. So we're going to cut 2 2x4s on here, and we'll screw those down, and that will hold the whole thing together.
Somebody said you disappeared in a crowd. I didn't understand then, I don't understand now. Am I the one you think about when you're sitting in your favorite chair, drinking